So, so you know that like we got a lot of not only military friends, but we got people on the outside, right?
Yeah,
Well, outside I mean civilians,
right.
right? And what kills me is most of them don't know like how the military works, and
Right.
then you find out that like their son or their daughter just joined and they start asking you like advice off of like,
Yeah.
my son just joined the reserves. He made it through boot camp. He made it through this. And and then it's like, what should he do? And I was like, um, you know, right now I collect 3 paychecks. So if he can stick it out, I'd fucking go the whole fucking length.
But with that being said, I don't know anybody that walked in the military and said, I'm here for fucking 20. Right?
Oh no,
Every time my reenlistment come up, I'm getting the fuck out. And then it was, I do solemnly swear.
no, absolutely. I mean,
Every
every
reenlistment.
it was like I love the choice though.
I did too.
We had a choice,
Yeah.
until they came out with that like at 10 years,
Yeah,
you
that career
re-enlist, you're
soldier.
going in depth.
Yeah, your
And
career.
I'm like, in depth? What the fuck is that? You
More,
supposedly, if you wanted to get out after you signed a contract with Indef, you would have to write some memorandum stating why you wanted out or
right.
some shit for your like, I guess your resignation or some shit. I don't fucking know. I've never known anybody to do that,
I haven't either.
but so
I think by the time you
every
make 15 years, you've already
I
decided, anyways.
so RMOS, we didn't get the fucking big ass bonuses and everything else that
Hell
everybody else
no.
got, right?
We got the big
So,
ass boner.
we got the bigger boner. Yeah, yeah. Hey, bend over, bitch. But I'm with you though. Every 3 years, I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. And then it was just like, you want to deploy? You want to deploy? You want to deploy? And I'm just like, oh, that was fun, dude.
Yeah.
I hated Garrison, and it's like you send me on a deployment, I'm there,
Well,
right?
I don't know about this new military, but in the old army, there was always two types of NCOs. Always. You had your field NCOs, the ones that fucking strived and did awesome in tactical and field
Okay,
areas.
okay.
But man, they just fucking could not get right
In
for
Garrison,
garrison. But then you had the garrison NCOs that couldn't wait till they could become a drill sergeant so they never have to go to the field again.
I
Because they
mean,
hated the field.
and it's sad you have to say that, but it's true. And every time, when 2001, when the tower shit happened, right? I was in Boston, or I was trying to get to Kosovo when that happened, but I finally made it to Kosovo. But I mean, I was an E5 promotable at that time. And it was just like, after that, it was just like, man, it's all about just like taking care of your guys, right? And your guys were fucking just like insane. They were just,
Yeah.
some of them were just like, yeah, I got to get rid of this dude. But I mean, your teams were pretty much like, dude, because from 2001, we spent so many years in combat. So it was just like, that's what we got used to.
Yeah.
Garrison, I spent all my time trying to protect people and keep them out of fucking trouble, kind of like what I do in the civilian world, right? And try to keep them out of trouble. But there's some things that I just could not fucking save them on,
Yeah.
you know. But I would do my best to be like, I would voice my opinion about, I guess, their character, but you know, when it's all said and done, I'm not the one to put the joint or the drugs in your hand. So,
I'm not the one that beat up a soldier in the
or beat up
container.
their wife or their dog or whatever the fuck. You said the container. Yeah. He stayed in the army though.
He did.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't make it 20.
So no, well, he didn't make it in the Marines either before
No,
he came over to the army. So,
no.
but I mean, it played out though, right? My 10-year mark, right? Again, my 10-year mark, I was like, fuck these bitches. I was at the schoolhouse in Aberdeen. I was like, fuck these motherfuckers. I'm leaving, man. I'm done. And then they throw Sergeant First Class at me. They throw Hawaii at me. And I was going through a divorce at that time. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, fuck it. I signed the fucking papers for Indef
Yep.
and got promoted, went to my new unit, sergeant first class, was there for like 4 months and deployed. That's what works for me though.
Yeah.
I love being deployed, man.
So I kind of came through the military in a different way.
You did.
I came in, I did what 3 years, 4 years as a regular army, and then I went to the special ops side of the military. That was the only time I can honestly tell you I never said I was getting out. I absolutely loved the pace of special operations.
Well, they shared their batteries with you.
It's not just the batteries, but I mean you were constantly gone. I'll give you an example, right?
But on top of that, though, that destroys fucking families.
It does. It does.
My first one, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you an example though. So we moved in teams. So there was three of us, couple of other MOSs and everything else, and that made up a team, right? It was literally skeleton crews. We were in what 5 different theaters as a battalion. So I mean, we were spread fucking thin. If you're counting the United States as a theater, so there's this one time I just got back, and the guy that replaced me, his wife just got caught coming through the gate with another guy and fucking a baggie full of coke.
Jody?
Yeah, it was a Jody.
It was a Jody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they caught her, and so she, being a civilian, they called the local authorities. She got arrested. Neither one of them would confess who owned the drugs. The other one was a soldier, and the MPs took him, But he had a meltdown. I got to get back home. I got to get back home. I got to get back home. So I come to work, and I walk in there, said, hey, we need you to go get your bags. Be back here. You're going to catch a flight with third ID to Germany. Then you're going to go to Kuwait. When you get to Kuwait, you are on your own to get to Afghanistan.
That's a long ass wait when you get to Kuwait for anywhere.
So let me tell you how I did this. I left the States and 36 hours later walked through our talk in Kandahar. The way I did it is I got to Kuwait. When I got off, I split up. I caught a ride to the where the aircrafts leave out, where they stage you.
Yeah.
Because they wanted me to in process in Kuwait, which would fuck up my pay and everything.
No.
Because like you said, you're there forever. So while you're there, they pay you Kuwait pay.
Yeah.
So what I did is I went down there and I put my flight suit on. And I was talking to some Air Force guys. I said, hey, do you guys got room on your flight? I'm trying to get to Kandahar. And they said, are you a crew chief? I said, yeah, I'm a Chinook crew chief, 47. I had my ass off. I rode the whole way.
You like fucking just like
I rode the whole way in a fucking C-130 in the jump seat up front. Never in process. 36 hours later, my first sergeant and that NCO was sitting there talking, and he said, do you have any idea when Dunn's going to get here? And the first sergeant told him, he said, well, it's probably going to take a couple days because we don't have flights for him from, we can only get him to Kuwait. Yeah, that was the only flight that was going from our area. And so I walked in the door, and that first sergeant, he said, how in the fuck did you get?
I used to have
don't worry about it.
I used to have to like just give my stare and like punk people out to get a fucking flight. Like, I had a warrant officer one time that would like walk up in like civilian flights back home and shit and get fucking first class and all this other shit. I was like, you motherfucker, man. He'd get home before we would, And so when we were over there though, in Kuwait, not Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, I ran the fucking Black Hawk flights, so I could get a flight anywhere. But before that in Kuwait, I would have to mean mug them motherfuckers and just be like, you motherfuckers, give me a motherfucking flight, right? And it's just like, I gotta get over here. My fucking soldiers over here, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, I'd be on a flight.
I mean, I didn't completely lie to the Air Force guy. I mean, I exaggerate. I told him that I was trying to get there.
You did exaggerate, though.
Oh, I exaggerated my ass off. I told him that I was trying to get over there because his wife died. And he was trying to get home and he couldn't leave till I got there.
So, I mean, and that's just the way it was, though. It was, even though it was hurry up and wait, no matter what, how you think about it, the whole military is hurry up and wait, right?
It is.
But you know what, though? Hurry up and wait. Them motherfuckers didn't work that fucking hard.
No.
Granted, when we actually got deployed and they were doing missions and shit, I still don't think it was that hard, right?
No, I always looked at the pace like a roller coaster. That fucking you spend most of the time slowly going up.
Right.
And then the mission happens and firefights happen and
then you're just back down to the next mission, right?
Yeah. So and that part of the day is over.
I mean,
the rest is wait.
You're getting ready to convoy out. You're prepping everything. That's not that fucking hard.
No, it's not.
And there's a lot of sitting around time before the operations let you fucking leave, right?
Right.
And it's like, once you leave, dude, you're on your own, bro.
Yeah.
You could disconnect your fucking Blue Force tracker at that time and be like, they motherfuckers don't know where we're at.
Yeah.
That's when we pull over and get ice cream at the fucking local shack and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that was good times, man. You knew the shortcuts on what you could do, what you couldn't do and shit. You get back and you take an ass chewing or something because, oh my God, they lost comms with us for like fucking 30 minutes or something. But
it was worth it.
I mean, it was well worth it, right? I mean, it's I don't know, man. I mean, now, even though I wanted out every fucking 3 years until my 10th year, it was like, I miss it.
So let me ask you a question.
Oh shit!
Because I believe this happened on your watch.
On my watch,
but I don't remember
as what rank.
Well, you were first sergeant.
I was the first one. Okay.
So again, we don't mention names. I get it.
We'll mention names about Army. I don't care about that.
Okay, so but I don't remember exactly what his name. The guy I trained as a truck driver.
Yeah.
Got out.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name?
I don't fucking know.
Anyways, so he went nuts.
Okay.
So
he was a staff sergeant.
Yeah, he was a staff sergeant. And he while we were deployed, people were fucking with him. And he flipped the fuck out and locked and loaded on another soldier. How did he not lose his rank? Because he stayed in E6.
I wasn't there for that, so I'm not sure how that happened or how
you remember
the
it though, right?
Investigation went on. No, I remember. I mean, he was a loose cannon from the get because I would the only staff sergeant I think that I would smoke.
Yeah.
And just looking at him and Staff Sergeant
Leonard, yep.
Staff Sergeant Leonard.
Yep.
Because he had his whole team against him.
Oh yeah.
He did not try to build the family that we were trying to build and shit.
No, he fucking locked and loaded on him.
Totally against them and shit. And
I mean that was the same deployment as the dude in Fallujah.
That shot through the walls and everything, went crazy.
Yeah, over fucking MRE wrappers and shit. When the NCO made him fucking pull everything out.
I mean, so deployments might have worked for us, but they might not work for other people.
Right. Again,
like
Garrison NCO versus.
Yeah. They can't get their fucking marijuana, so they huff canned air and pass out and end up getting kicked out of the army anyway.
Well, like I said, man, there's garrison
mean-
soldiers and there's fucking tactical soldiers.
I loved it over there. And like I said, if the president of Ukraine is watching or listening, we're for hire.
And if the story I heard is true, that China and some other country has joined forces with Russia, and you still need some help, I'm good with being the underdog. I'm cool with it. I just still.
Well, I want my own rules, and we want our beer allowance or our alcohol allowance,
and my type of weapons go up. I'm not I'm not just going over there for an AK now. There's 3 militaries against you now, buddy. So I just want, I don't know.
Robert wants pot.
Okay, I just want an MLRS.
Do you really? MLRS or what's that new one they got that we gave them? Man, I can't think of it. The one on the back of the LMTV. The HIMARS. The HIMARS.
I'm good with that too.
You're good with the HIMARS? Dude, I tested that in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
And it's just, I never seen it in action in the United States Army. And all of a sudden, they're like pros with this.
Yeah, they're fucking
It's
people
just
up.
like, why wasn't it in Afghanistan with us, or why wasn't it in Iraq with us? I fielded that bitch back in what, like 2004, 2005. So hello.
So, the other thing I'm thinking too, I know other people won't know because there's limited people that know him, but Captain Savaho and Rob, those are definitely examples of.
In where?
Captain Savaho and Rob.
Oh, Rob.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Him and his group, right? And I'm including that whole group that came with him.
The Mark.
Those are examples of tactical soldiers.
Well, they know what adult Play-Doh is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those are tactical soldiers. Those are not garrison.
They know how to wire up some C4 for us.
They're the ones you had to fucking prevent them from stepping on their dick when we were in garrison.
Well, I mean, I know Mark and Rob are 12Bs. What the fuck is Captain Sable? I don't know.
He wasn't related to their MOS. He was something else.
Oh, was he combat arms at least?
Yeah, he was combat arms.
Oh, he's probably a grunt.
I don't know. I don't remember, but it's something to do with the engineers too, man. They're not garrison. So we went to Bosnia.
We're not all there in the head either.
No, we went to Bosnia, and when we came back, we rotated back to Germany.
Who'd you have, 10th?
11th or 12th.
11th. We were in Kosovo. 10th, I think.
The ones that were stationed in Germany, they were at the base right across.
No. I don't know who that was.
Maybe I don't remember. Anyways, I think it was 12th engineers or something like that, or 10th.
Anyway.
When they came back, they somehow they lied on the inventory documents. They were able to sneak some CS grenades out. Right?
That's pretty good.
So, have you ever seen what happens to a bunch of Germans that are in a nightclub when you throw CS grenades?
I have not.
It's similar to cockroaches and Raid.
Really?
You flip the light on, spray the Raid, and they fucking scatter. So these engineers, I guess they didn't know that lot numbers can be tied to company commanders.
My lord!
They opened up the door and fucking threw them. CS went off. Fucking everybody come running out with snot and crying and everything else. And when the investigation went through,
there was a lot number.
There was a lot number on them. And that commander, the battalion commander, I mean, the whole fucking chain of command got relieved over that shit. And the engineers actually.
Which is all in good fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I guarantee you they were drinking and somebody was like eating a Big Mac and said, you know what? It'd be fucking funny if we took those grenades and threw it into the fucking nightclub, man. They fucking close early all the time. The bastards kicked us out last week.
Pretty sweet, though. I've never did anything like that.
Well, they did.
That's like bucket list shit right there.
I'm telling you. It was fucking.
I mean, they didn't go to jail or nothing. So
no, they did go to jail.
Oh, they did go.
The Germans got involved. Yeah.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that in the pole side. Not get involved. Yeah,
I hate the pole side. But so, damn, dude.
But like it caused the whole fucking command their careers because the soldiers did that shit, and it was all about because the inventories were fucking faked somehow.
So I wonder why, like my commander, right? I leave with him in Korea, right? And we go downtown, whatever. Had a few kettles, just a couple.
Yeah.
And I end up fucking naked in a ditch and nobody's around and fucking everybody's back in their barracks. And why, what, did I not make a complaint? Is that why he got away with it?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
who had my clothes?
Yeah, that's
the question.
Yeah. Did you ever get them back?
Well, I don't know. I might have got late that night. I don't fucking know. Did I ever get my clothes back? No, I never got my clothes back.
So you might have walked from fucking a juicy girl's house.
We were in Tokari.
There's juicy girls there.
Well, I was probably hitting on the midget. Are you telling me
some midget stole your clothes?
Are you telling me that like you don't like you're like that's a bucket list thing, right?
Well, I get it.
The little legs bouncing off your chest and shit when you're.
But they also fit in that category of a knee high to a grasshopper, and they took your fucking clothes.
Well, I don't know who took our clothes, but there was a lot of interesting women that night.
You fuck Chucky. Chucky's bride. The puppet master's got your clothes.
They had the chick that would give you change.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I know.
That would smoke a cigarette out of her.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah.
And you're like, damn, I wonder if that shit's got cancer.
Only if she dips.
Could you imagine that one?
Oh yeah.
Oh my lord!
I mean, that's pretty much why that place got shut down.
They had they had a couple midgets run across the bar and shit. It was just like, dude, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Can you say you've done it yet?
No, I cannot.
I mean,
does this count? I did date a girl. I didn't have
because they're short doesn't.
I didn't have sex. And we had this
you
party.
Dated a girl, you didn't have sex?
No, I was in 6th, 7th grade, something like that.
Oh.
And we had this fucking little party at my house, and she wanted
6th or 7th
yeah,
grade.
she wanted to fucking dance.
No.
But to dance with me, she had to stand on the couch.
It don't count.
She was fucking. We called her Beaver because she had this overbite.
It don't count. It don't count as a midget.
Is it funnier if I tell you my wife beat her up?
Your current wife?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
My wife jumped out of a fucking.
We didn't have any midgets in my school.
This girl was fucking
that I know of, or hobbits, or little people.
She did look like a hobbit. Holy shit!
Well, I mean, Phil looks like a hobbit.
Yeah, but so did she. Now that you said that,
she looks like Phil.
We everybody made fun of her. They called her Leave It to the Beaver because she had these fucking front 2 teeth that fucking stuck over the rest of her fucking mouth, right?
Oh, fuck.
And my wife's maiden name is Post. So when my wife fucking hit her, she had rings on and left these fucking marks on her forehead.
I gotta meet her.
And every day we'd see her, be like, "Holy fuck, what happened? Did you run into a post?"
So let's change the subject.
All right.
Let's change the subject. So when I offered you a job here in Missouri, what did your wife say?
So
like, no, I mean like me. What did she say about me?
Nothing.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Really? She had nothing bad to say about me?
No.
That motherfucker?
No.
Kind of thing? No?
No. So, at
that time I had a Jeep though, so she probably liked my Jeep.
Oh, she did like the pictures of the Jeeps you posted.
I liked hers too.
Yeah. But here's the thing though, in my household, right? My job is to pay the bills.
Well,
she doesn't get a say so in how I pay the bills.
I figured she just didn't like me because, our past history together. Because your dumbass agreed to move to 315 infantry with me.
Again, she doesn't care as long as the bills are paid. I cared at that moment. Yeah. That was not one of my favorite moves at the way.
Then I ain't got no problem meeting her then.
No.
Just checking.
She listens to the podcast.
I figure she'd be like, that motherfucker. That's him right there. That's him. and I've never met her.
Her and my daughter listen to the podcast.
Well, no, well, I mean, I kind of met your daughter on Zoom anyway, kind of. But I was just curious.
Yeah, no, she's like
Since I know a lot of people still back in Georgia, that want me to come back to Georgia. I'm not fucking. If I do, it's to visit my niece and my sister.
I want you know where I want to live. I want to stay here.
Well, I ain't going nowhere. There's too much shit here to kill.
Yeah.
To fish, to hunt, and it's just like, dude, this is like so much better. Yeah. I mean, we got the little puppy dogs in Georgia with horns or spikes. I mean, yeah, the hogs are bigger than the deer in Georgia.
I got a picture of an 8-point on my camera from the other day that would make people in Georgia drool.
Well, no, that's so. When I went back to Georgia, it was from, well, I went to Aberdeen, Hawaii, back to Georgia. But Aberdeen, dude, we were allowed 21 deer a year at that time. Yeah. 21. Dude, your freezer was stocked. You were giving meat away. So it was like 7. Well, you couldn't shoot a rifle in Maryland, no. So it was 7 shotguns, 7 bow, and then 7 alternative, right? Yep. So black powder, whatever. So like, and you were a lot, I mean, there was different ways to do it, but if you shot a buck first, you couldn't shoot a buck until, you got like 2 does or some shit. I forgot the way it was. But dude, 21 deer. I had a mess sergeant at that time at the schoolhouse, right? He had a crossbow, he was handicapped. You had to have the handicap fucking thing to get crossbow over there.
It used to be like that here too.
Here
they changed it.
Yeah, here anybody can shoot with a crossbow now. But he had a crossbow. He set up his little blind, and he would shoot Bambi, man. He didn't give a fuck. He's like 21 deer. I don't give a fuck. It had spots. He would shoot it.
There's a guy I've been following on Facebook. He friended me. I don't know how. It's the way you bring this up. It brought me back to this, right? So,
I don't remember his name.
I don't either. I'll find him.
No,
I'm gonna see if he'll come.
I don't remember his name.
Well, I'm gonna see if this guy will come on the podcast. He lost his legs.
The fuck?
Right, and I've been following him for a while here on Facebook. The whole process he's gone through to get
pretty good.
Well, he went to this organization. It was called Hunt for Heroes or something like that.
Okay.
And I just seen pictures today of the doe that he killed out there. It's like a 3 or 4 day event.
Okay.
And he's got pictures of him up in blinds, up in trees. Dude, this dude is like got the most positive fucking attitude about how life is.
Yeah,
I need to get him to see if he'll come on the show.
So I've met some, what are they, paraplegics, or I don't know what we call them. But so I went to, so in Hawaii, my first sergeant made us go to all these fucking golf tournaments, right? And which sucked because like I get so fucked up.
Yeah,
so fucked. I mean, so fucked up to where not only me but the guy I went with. I mean, we would fuck with each other and slam on the brakes. And next thing you know, the windows, they pop out. I didn't know that they popped out until I went through it. And it happened to be right next to my first sergeant in general when I went through the window. Yeah. So, I mean, and I was like, well, good, because I'll never be like made to come to these golf tournaments anymore. But no, I had to go to these golf tournaments. Well, one time was for the paralyzed people, and I went out there and I met this dude. And dude, he had a mouth just as bad as ours, bro.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. I got along with this dude, and he had no legs, man. But he was there in the golf cart, and we hit it off so well. And I mean, I didn't give a fuck about his disabilities or anything. He served with us. I understand what happened to him and shit. And there is plenty of guys out there like that are just
I
like that turn their life they turn their life around. Granted, some of them couldn't keep their family, but dude, I'll party with them anytime.
Yeah. So like this guy, I've seen one post out of all his posts where it wasn't negative, but you could tell life was kicking him in the nuts,
Right.
you know, and he was looking forward to getting his new legs,
Uh-huh.
and he'd already gone for the first fit.
Okay.
So he thought, after they remeasured and sent him off to get them redone, when he came back the second fit, he'd be good, right?
Right.
Well, he wasn't.
What?
They still didn't work right. So that was that day his post that he kind of made. He ended it on a positive note, but I did see where he was kind of frustrated a
Right.
little bit, and you start thinking about the shit that you bitch about on a daily basis, and you realize, holy fuck, man, I don't have near the problems.
Dude, so like, I thought every so I was hit by rockets and fucking knocked the fuck out, right? I had to go to Walter Reed for like I don't know, like 2 years, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I went to Walter Reed and had to walk down that hallway, and I actually see the injuries of other people, and I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah.
I was like, I ain't got nothing that you know worse than the soldiers that are here at Walter Reed. I was just like, wow. I was just blown away, man. And then they sent me to Bethesda for a couple visits, and it was just like Bethesda was just as bad. I was just like, what the fuck, man?
All the situations I went through, I really thought there had to be somebody looking out for me, because I was in a lot of close calls, but I never actually got hit. So I remember when we first took over Kandahar after the Rangers had gone in and actually secured it, and then we started jumping people in.
Yeah.
We were there shortly after the 173rd jumped in, and like clockwork, man, every morning we took a shit ton of fucking rocket fire. This one morning we were walking back from the chow hall, and well, the MKT. But we we was coming back, and this fucking rocket came in, and I bet it wasn't fucking 25, 30 yards from where I was at, and it fucking hit this fucking generator, and the fucking generator blew. Boom, right? I hit the ground. It's weird what goes through your mind during those moments. The first thing that went through my mind,
It wasn't to get to a fucking
no, I laid there for a minute, right? And I remember looking at this fucking, there was two guys. One of them was an SF guy, and he was running away from the generator, right? And then there was another guy, I assume he was a support element guy. He was running towards the generator. And I remember laying there going, why the fuck is he running towards
why
that
are
generator?
they getting up, period?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the next thing that went through my mind a few moments later was, man, that shit in basic training is bullshit. That whole fucking hear the whistle and fucking call a direction, dude, that motherfucker exploded by the time I even heard the whistle.
And then all the gravel that's on the fucking everywhere. It's just like that's once the missile hits, that's shrapnel itself. And so it's like it travels even further.
Yeah.
So
I remember another situation where I had this guy. He was fucked up, man. I ended up having to send him back for. I had him on suicide watch, the fucking whole 9 yards, and he just couldn't fucking do anything right. Nothing, man. And they sent him to me. He wasn't part of my unit. They sent him to me from 2nd Battalion to help me because we were short staffed.
mm-hmm.
And we're in this Hilux, and I'm coming back from the flight line, dude, and I'm fucking in his ass, just chewing it, blah, 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 blah. right? I'm driving with one finger fucking in his face, and all of a sudden, fucking, we take some rounds, and fucking the he screams, right? And I didn't even realize the fucking that we're getting mortared, and he goes ah, and he fucking points, right? And this mortar round hit the ground behind us. Fucking, I hit the gas, and another round comes in, and gravel fucking, it doesn't explode, but the gravel hits the back of the truck. So I kind of fucking fishtail a little bit. I see this dude get up, fucking, and take off running. This was on that main road there in Kandahar that runs right next to the flight line.
Okay.
You know what? This was not Kandahar. This was in this was on Disney in
Bath.
yeah, in Bath. And you know that main road there where finance was and all that shit. I see some soldier fucking stand up and take off running, and another fucking round comes in, and there's no fucking way he lived. By the time I was fucking trying to get the truck and us out of the area, but yeah, there's no fucking way he lived.
Right.
And I don't even know why he fucking got up and ran. If he just stayed where he was at, he would have been fine. And he may still be fine. I don't know. But I sit back and I think about fucking how many times that should have been the end.
Yeah.
But
we're still here.
You ever have a situation where you almost shot a fucking innocent person?
An innocent person? I probably shot an innocent person and didn't know it.
So I was getting ready to rotate out. We were in it was on Iraq. Starts with an M. What's that big ass base? Mosul. Right? And this is early in when we were establishing ourselves. And we got attacked. I don't know how big the element was. And I was getting ready to rotate out. I'd already gave up my weapon. We hot swapped our weapons.
Okay.
And they gave me somebody's M4 and a 9. At the time, we had a whole bunch of workers there. Was it third group that was there? Third group took the fucking perimeter. They had me put these workers, these Iraqi workers, in a bunker.
Okay.
And it was me and one soldier. I had him at the back of the bunker, and I was at the front guarding the entrances to it. And this one was drunk, and he goes, "I'm hot." And I said, "No shit, me too." I said, "Sit down and shut the fuck up." Right? And he goes, "I want out." And I looked at the interpreter. I said, "You better tell him that it is better to be hot and alive than dead and cold." I said, "You tell him to sit the fuck down." And he fucking rattled something off. And he sat down and
probably offended him.
Oh no. Next thing I know, I hear a whole bunch of chatter, blah, 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 and they're screaming at each other, right? And all of a sudden I see a gun. Dude, I about fucking let it off. And the interpreter's like, no, 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 no. Start screaming. It was a fucking lighter. It was one of those fucking gun lighters that when you squeeze the trigger, it fucking dude, I about gave it to that motherfucker, man.
Not too innocent then.
Well, the guy that said he was hot wasn't the one. I don't think he's the one that had it. He's the one that handed it to the interpreter.
Gotcha.
They were passing it down because there was like 11 of them in that bunker.
Okay. So, do you have fun fucking dipping shit today?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I always do. Anytime we're fucking with guns and shit.
I mean, it's like we dipped guns, knives, fenders. I mean, we dipped everything today.
Yeah.
The hat didn't work out too well.
So I thought about that last night.
Oh, yeah?
I'm wondering if we base coated it with fabric paint, if it wouldn't soak up. Not that I'm interested in trying it. I kind of lost interest after we did it. But I was kind of thinking if it was base coated, maybe the material wouldn't soak up like it did.
You did see like how excited I was about the fucking hat, right?
Yeah.
Like,
to me, it was about the challenge. Could it be done?
I didn't even see a challenge. I didn't want to do it, period. Good time though.
Yeah.
Really good time. And we'll release pictures of the Harley probably maybe next week, week after.
Yeah, still got the tank.
Right. So it's good times. Good times. But everybody needs to know about fucking 988.
Yep. So I seen a person talking about that too. You know, they were trying to do the right thing. You know, they were spreading the information about the suicide prevention center and shit. That was good info. They meant well.
Okay.
And you know, somebody corrected them and said the new number is 988. You know, and I put on there. I said technically, the new number is not 988. I said that is just a quick action number similar to 911 to get you to somebody that need help faster.
Right.
I said the old number, the original number that was given this post, still works.
It still works.
You know, I said so. At the end of the day,
well, for us veterans, no matter what you dial, it's still extension 1.
Right.
Right.
Right. But you know, you can reach the number of both. Me personally, I was a fan of that change. 988 is much easier to remember.
Well, yeah. No, absolutely. Like 911, I mean, I don't call it, but I mean, my kids have called it on me before.
I like the meme in the video that says when somebody breaks in your house, you're not supposed to call 911.
What are you supposed to call?
611.
The fuck is that?
That's the number you call to find out if where you're going to dig if there's any power lines.
Really?
Yeah.
611?
Yeah.
That's like calling 411.
Well, it's all about good information. You know when you're digging that hole for the body, you don't you don't want to hit no power lines.
We know people with hog farms.
Yeah. Then you don't have to dig shit.
We ain't got to dig nothing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll eat everything.
Yeah, bone and all.
So, just saying. I might have to start a hog farm in my backyard.
These inflation says you're going to have to start fucking providing your own meat too.
Well, I'm not saying provide my own meat. I'm just saying I think I got more enemies than I know of. That's what I was getting to. But anyway, I think we're done.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It was a good podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know, like you said, man, we don't necessarily name all the organizations. You know, the organizations are on our website. However, if you want to reach out and just talk to us, chat with us, hit us up, man. You know, if you need help and you're not sure where to go, then yeah, definitely reach out to us and we'll get you where you need to be. All right. Y'all take care. Be safe.
Later.